them cannons ring, yes, them cannons ring. Make sure you photo ready when you see the game. I thought I told you lanes.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Vikings and the Giants, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
We welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Minnesota Vikings and the New York Giants. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by the first overall selection of the 2016 draft. From Cal, it's Jared Goff.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test his secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
A running play there, going to get 11 as they get a quick first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Cook now off the read option. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1? Here's Goff. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So opening drive, 3rd down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
They run, Cook. And after the good game last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards to loss, 2nd and 12.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
The chain, 2nd and 12. From the gun, here's Goff. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. 7th play of this drive coming up, and a long way to go on third down. And that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up fourth down. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot, and this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
So the missed 56-yarder, and now the flip side. Good starting field position at the 46 near midfield. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Flushed out right. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. Touchdown, Giants! A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Giants are going to take a first-quarter lead. We saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there.
And we knew that this offense was going to try and put pressure on the secondary. That was something they talked about with us. They knew that they had an advantage, pressed it, and there you go. Big play for a touchdown on their very first possession.
Yeah, and that throw traveling an even 64 yards in the air. The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Giants have a 7-0 lead. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
They start the drive with Cook. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Second down, they go right back to Cook. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 45 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Dexter Lawrence that time in on the stop. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll try the air now with Goff. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. And the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Goff. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. Now he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Goff. Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. And that one going to come up short. Low throw. He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is like...
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. This will cost him 11 yards there on the 2nd and goal sack.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
And the pressure gets to him again. A gigantic sack on 3rd and goal, a loss of 12. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. Gonzalez's kick is... And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
Yeah, and sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. From the 6. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hekker to punt it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way. as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. The Vikings on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. He's going to get this one down to Cook. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play that time on the catch and run. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Goff. Then the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage. And that's exactly what he got done there.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. Touchdown, Vikings! Herb Smith Jr., his first touchdown of the new season. And the Vikings have taken the lead.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. New York's offense back out there and set to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll give it here to his running back. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. The ball comes out, and the Vikings pick up the football. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Goff. And he hits his tight end, Escobar. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A big play there on the catch and run. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score.
Get that ball.
They'll run for it with Cook. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook. Fine work there on the touchdown run. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Well, the big play prior to this one got him down there, and they're able to stick it in on the very next snap.
And I think those last two plays, that's what you're talking about, balance, right? Big pass play, puts them in position, turn right around and hand it off, and you've got a running play that finishes it off in the end zone.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? They'll come out throwing here to start the drive, eluding the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Flushed out right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That one brought back a few nightmares because when a quarterback gets outside of the pocket, your job as a defensive back, make sure you stay as deep as the deepest receiver and not let anyone leak behind you for a big play. A nice job there having discipline and not letting them connect on that pass.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Whenever you see a quarterback break contain, just think to yourself, the receivers on that side of the field, their number one job, make sure they get in his sight line so he can try and find someone downfield. Guys on the backside, make sure you don't give up the deep ball. They tried it there. They weren't able to connect.
They'll look to throw again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Again, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. It's a pretty nice throw right there from the rookie. And this, of course, is game number 2 of his NFL career. His guys did not get the win, Charles, in the opener. But what did you see from him last week?
Well, I think all things considered, he played pretty well, and I don't think I pinned the loss on him. But there's no question, this is a learning process, and that was step 1, and he's hoping on the road to glory.
Back to throw again. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And this one is incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Mike 4. Man, I got you. Mike 4. Get ready. Mike 4. Tighten up.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
Partner, you know what I'm going to say before I even say it.
Yeah, you just cannot take a sack in that spot.
You're exactly right. You can't take a sack in that spot. Potentially now, a 3-point swing right there.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. I believe they buzzed down. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over it, and they got there to break that one up.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Forced out to his left. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Giants are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. That touchdown, Charles, the first rushing TD of his rookie year.
I don't know that he's going to be Lamar Jackson or Russell Wilson or Josh Allen at this stage of his career. But he's got youth on his side. Those young legs, he put them to good use there, didn't he?
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. So that drive, 12 plays in length, and it was capped off by a 12-yard touchdown run. So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. Taken in at the 3.
Let's go, boys.
So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Vikings. And their passing game has been the reason why they lead thus far. They've had great success moving the ball through 2 quarters of play.
Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter.
Meanwhile, for the Giants, they too found some success throwing the football. But I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the second half. This one fielded at the 5. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Giants about set to go to begin this third quarter. They do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And a give this time to the tailback. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime means had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Escaping the pressure right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. Here's Johnny Hekker now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. So Jared Goff, he is the focus of our player spotlight. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep, because they've gone deep with a lot of success.
And pick your phrase, pick your coach.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
How about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Cook now off the read option. Finds through, and now a crease. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Out of the gun. Goff. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Allen Robinson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Gonzalez to add the PAT. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
Let's go.
Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. On play action, they'll throw. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
And I believe that that gain on 3rd and long changes things quite a bit because this would be a very long field goal. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it here.
And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. In lieu of the sneak on 4th and inches, they just say, give it to the big man in the backfield.
Yeah, fullback no less. Not many of those left in the NFL, but for those that have one, perfect time to use them, perfect time to get it done.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's the Giants with possession of the football but needing points as we start quarter number 4. Back to throw now on 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 7 yards the pickup there.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Yeah, the Giants are going to have what looks to be a 1st and goal as he'll take this down to the 10-yard line. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the 1st down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win. Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Eluding the pressure right. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked off by Amani Hooker. And the Vikings are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Turnover that just got them the football back. Obviously a big one, because had they been able to score on the other side, this would have been a one position. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. He's at the 40. The 20. Touchdown, Vikings.
Touchdown.
Dalvin Cook, 95 yards. And the Vikings use the big play to extend their fourth-quarter lead. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. New York ready to go again offensively. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. They're going to look to throw. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The Giants on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and forever. On the move to his left. Now he'll let it go deep over the middle. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for New York. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or 2. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And they hit the home run last drive. 1 play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description, because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Cook, a first down and more. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that, because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So there, Charles, I mean, a situation where it didn't matter how far he had to run, he was not going to be denied, and he winds up taking this all the way to the end zone.
And there was so much that was impressive about this play, but it wasn't just what he did downfield. How about what he did behind the line of scrimmage? This wasn't a play where he just had a direct path to get him downfield and make the big play. He had to adjust on the fly behind the line of scrimmage, and in the end, that became a tremendous run.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And the passing game, I mean, look at the numbers. It's fallen off. When a team is struggling, sometimes you look at the quarterback. When the quarterback starts to struggle, who goes over and picks him up?
Yeah, that's always a big one, isn't it? Usually, there's a quarterback whisperer somewhere. And what I mean by that is, whether it's an assistant coach, whether it's one of his best friends on the team, someone that can get in his ear, get with him and say, all right, my man, what do you need? What's going on here? So always one person he can lean on. He's going to have to lean on that guy right now.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
Let's get off the field. Mike 4, I got you, punk. Mike 4.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Amani Hooker. There he goes left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So they obviously declined that, and it is a touchdown.
They still had the option, but let's face it.
There's no option.
There's no option when you score a touchdown. An easy call for them.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and the lead will swell by one more. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. Back to throw here. Rolling to his left. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Flush to his right. And he comes back with one complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 31-yard line. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points. But he could not get that to stick, and that is a golden opportunity wasted there. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. Cook now off the read option. Cook with a first down and much more. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line.
Holding offense.
Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Again, it's Cook. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of